Call it a journey. Call it an adventure. This is the PVL on tour. Each new stop brings new battles and brings new stories. And here we have arrived at the heart of Rizal in Montalban. Up in the lush, towering heights, waterways, and wildlife, we are just getting started. And no matter where we are, the competition is getting more intense. And as you can see, we are here in the heart of nature. So buckle up, the PVL on tour continues to roll on to an arena near you. And this is the PVL, the heart of volleyball.
PVL is on tour and we find ourselves in the heart of Rizal in Montalban as we take a look at the lights and row getting ready to go against another celebrated libero. Both of these teams are looking to really end this weekend on a high note, and let us see who will reign supreme between these two teams. The last of our quadruple header this weekend. The Capital Solar One Spikers going up against the Zus Thunderbells here in the Premier Volleyball League on tour on Filipinas Live, One Sports and One Sports Plus. My name is Chikiro, Puno with me, Ayala Cerniero, and Alexis Insay is still with me. You are having so much fun going around in different places here in Montalban, but you know, we have had a lot of fun bringing you the action from Montalban as well. Particularly this last game before this, a five-setter.
Yeah.
Yes, and what do the standings look like after that very heated match, Ayel?
Well, again, there are 12 teams in this PVL on tour. 12 teams divided into Pool A and Pool B. So at Pool A right now, you have a Next Led leading the pack, surprising everyone. They are still spotless. Petrogas, PLDT, Chocomucho with the one win apiece, and Farm Fresh and Gallery still winless in Pool A. But we focus and move on to Pool B because these are the teams playing today. Charitigo winning 2 of their games this week and handing Akari their 3rd loss this PVL on tour, and Juice Coffee again, Capital One still winless, still trying to find their first win.
So both of them kind of in the same boat, and still smiles we're seeing on their faces. After all, this is a quite a different setup here when we have our preseason tournament. This is a time really for the teams to get to know each other, to make the adjustments necessary for the upcoming invitationals. And you went through the standings. Basta importante dyan, di ba, Ayel, is yung top 2 spots. So yan talaga, that is what they are eyeing. Let's talk about first, the Capital One Solar Spikers after the first set win that they were able to get yesterday. At least, you know, that's something that they can hang on to. And this girl, Shola Alvarez, was all over the place. She was really such a force both on offense and on defense against Charitigo.
That's right. She came off the bench in their first 2 games, but yesterday she started against Charitigo. Came up with the smart hits to lead the Solar Spikers in terms of points. Again, 32 points for her, while also providing stable passing. So as one of the more experienced attacker, much is really expected from Shola Alvarez.
And eto pang isa, no? Aside from Shola Alvarez, you talked about how she did not start in the first couple of days. Well, this girl, talk about quality minutes. She spent not too much time on the court, but she was able to get the double digits. We're talking about Sydney Niegos.
No, that's right. There's a need for other players to really step up in terms of scoring, and Sydney Niegos is that one player who grabbed that opportunity despite coming off the bench in the first 3 sets. So she created an impact right away and scored 10 points, proving that in this preseason tournament, she can be that potential consistent attacker for the Solar Spikers.
We will definitely watch out for that. Ito naman isang kasama natin coming off the bus dahil nag-tour dito sa Montalban. Aside from being able to see the sights and the sounds here in in our host city, Montalban. Nakakausap ko rin itong mga to before they come in to the games. And I know that one of the most interesting players, yung talagang kahit on the court at sarap panoorin, Chicha Genesis, you were able to chat with her.
You're right, Chiki, Nayel. Alam nyo, kung napanood nyo yung game yesterday ng Capital One, they may have lost. Pero iba yung shine ng Solar Spikers. And one Solar Spiker I got to talk to, si Trisha Genesis, she told me na it's because they've never felt that much joy in just playing. Because sometimes they're always so hyper-focused on winning, on choosing over their lapses. Pero once they realize, oh yes, volleyball is a game, ngayon, they actually do have the right to enjoy. And that is all much thanks to Coach Jorge. Because binigay sa kanila yung freedom to do whatever they want. Kaya daw, na-enjoy nila, hindi daw puro spike kahit daw sa drop ball. Enjoy na enjoy daw sila. And kitang-kita mo yun, they were celebrating every point. Now, speaking more about Capital One, one spark plug that was always off the bench and just, contributed at crucial times, took the center stage. So you were talking about her a while ago. Let's listen in to Shola Alvarez on how she shined for the Capital Solar Spikers.
Here in Montalban, ramdam namin yung pagmamahal nila, also yung support nila sa PVL and sa mga players. Mas malaking exposure yung nakukuha ng mga players and also the PVL. Kasi iba't ibang venue po yung pinaglalaruan namin, iba't ibang klase ng tao yung mga nami-meet namin. Nakakatuwa rin makita yung pagmamahal ng mga tao sa PVL and also sa volleyball. Nakikita po talaga namin. Hello PVL fans! Maraming salamat po sa walang sawang pagsuporta sa mga laro namin. Sana po patuloy niyo po kaming panoorin at suportahan sa mga susunod pang laban.
All smiles from Shola Alvarez there, but when she's got her game face on, she will deliver, and that's what we will watch out for today. Ang ganda binabati niya yung mga taga Rizal who are big volleyball fans, and they are going to be particularly happy to see a certified star. We're talking about Jovelyn Gonzaga, who has been around, and talaga ito naman, sinusubaybayan natin from the start of her career, and she has remained to be a big factor in whatever team she is in. Yesterday, she was able to score 23 points in that almost reverse sweep that they did against Akari.
That's right. Jovelyn Gonzaga again reminded us that she's one veteran player that other teams really should not overlook despite the great rookies we have in this PVL on tour. 23 big points, not easy, but she showed up big, and again, her all-around game and her leadership will be the anchor of Zus Coffee, especially today trying to get their first win.
Yan ang mga kailangan particularly for the newbies, the newcomers. There are many because we knew that it was a very active draft that we had this year. AC Minor is their prize catch. She is number 5 overall, and she landed in Zus Coffee, and she had a great first game yesterday, 12 points.
That's right. We've seen a lot of great debuts this year of rookies, and AC Minor is that one rookie who created an impact from the get-go, instantly earned the trust and confidence of her setter. We saw that yesterday. She was consistently being activated, and again, she embodied her usual competitive yet composed self, something that we saw in her UAP career.
And of course, we're used to seeing AC Minor, a versatile player. She's played opposite player, pero mukhang middle blocker ang kanyang role ngayon. Ito yung mga bagay ay na siguro iiwan na natin kay Coach Jerry dahil siya naman ang magdedesisyon sa mga bagay na to. I wonder what it's like for them in training. Siguro ang saya sila na ngayon with all the new players coming in with the veterans.
You know what, Chiki and Ayel, regarding the loss, para kay Coach Jerry, it was very narrow because if you watch the game, kahit nga one set lang yung napanalo nila, dikitan yung puntos. So for him, sayang yun because he knows of the potential. And it's so funny kasi when we think about new players, sila yung excited. Pero sa Zus Coffee, sobrang excited daw ng mga coaches. And that is why their training now takes longer than usual. It's not to give them a hard time, but it's because they want to learn so much from the players as well. And they also want to partake of that knowledge from the Zus coaches. And with that, sobrang widen daw, and mas excited sila mag-training. Diba usually kasi you dread training, you wanna rest, but for them, it's really an exciting journey, even inside and outside the court. Now, more on the Zus Coffee Thunderbells. Once a queen of defense, let's watch Eliza Roa on how she produces for the Zus Thunderbells in the line of defense. Let's watch this.
Ang pinakahuli naming na-adjustan. Unang-una sa first 2 sets, atake talaga namin. Kasi meron kaming receive, depensa, set up na play. Pagdating ng third ball, hindi talaga siya napapatay. Tapos nung third set and fourth set, dun na nasolusyonan kung paano makakapuntos against Akari. Sobrang laking tulong nung may game kinabukasan. Kunyari kahapon may game kami, tapos kinabukasan agad meron. Makakatulong talaga siya sa chemistry kasi hindi mo na siya makukuha sa training kasi wala ka nang time para mag-ensayo. Doon matetest yung maturity ng bawat isa. Medyo crucial kasi nga pagod halos lahat. Balanse lang yung pagod tsaka kung paano namin gagawing quality yung game. Hello po PVL fans! Sana po patuloy niyo pong suportahan yung PVL and Zus Thunderbells sa aming mga darating na PVL on tour games.
Now, a while ago nga, nakita nyo sa mga bulubundukin. And I know that there's so many more spots to be discovered here across the country. And that is why we have the PVL on tour. And that is why we are so excited to connect with our fans online also from all across the provinces. And with that, we have a live call in the question. And the question is, which team will be more efficient with their attacks? This is because they came from losses. And of course, they want to bounce back. So we're going to talk about efficiency here. Again, the question is, which team will be more efficient with their attacks? Don't forget to use the hashtag PVL on tour, and of course, hashtag PVL 2025.
You know, we know that those efficient attacks will not happen if not for the first pass. Yes, naalala ko lang yun kasi maganda rin yung showdown to with Eliza Roa and Roma Doromal on either side. That's another thing we're going to be watching out for. And we are just about ready to get this game started. We'll take a quick break, so stay with us. And we will be back here in Montalban for our on-tour series of the PBL.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Inara Center in Montalban, Rizal. This is match number 14 in the PVL on Tour 2025. And this matchup features the Capital One Solar Spikers versus the Zus Thunderbells. And now let's meet our officials for this match. Our first referee, Patrick Castillo, national referee. The second referee is Joffer Educado, national referee. And now let's meet the starters. First for the Capital One Solar Spikers. Opposite hitter from Jose Rizal University, number 2, Sid Niegos. Outside spiker also from JRU, number 4, Shola Alvarez. Outside spiker from Adamson University, number 6, Trisha Genesis. Center from San Francisco State University, number 10, Iris Tolenada. Middle blocker from the University of Santo Tomas, number 12, Casey Caldones. Middle blocker also from UST, number 17, Pia Abu. Starting libero from the Ateneo de Manila University, number 19, team captain, Roma May Toromal. And the head coach for Capital One is Jorge Souza de Brito. And now the starters for the Zus Thunderbells. Center from the College of St. Benil, number 8, team captain, Chloe-Ann Montañedo. Outside spiker from Central Philippines University, number 5, Chai Troncoso. Outside spiker from the National University, number 10, Chini Arroyo. Middle blocker from the Ateneo de Manila University, number 15, AC Minor. Opposite hitter from CPU, number 21, Jovelyn Gonzaga. And middle blocker from the University of Santo Tomas, number 24, Micah Ortiz. Starting libero from the San Sebastian College Recoletos, number 16, Eliza Eroa. And the head coach for Zus Coffee is Jerry Yee. This game is held under the supervision and regulation of the Games and Amusements Board. It is Capital One versus Coffee. This is...
All right, on your screens, the starters for Capital One. So Sidney Niegos will be part of the starting unit after that spectacular performance in yesterday's game, recognized by Coach Brito, who is on hand today. And on the other side of things, you got Zus Coffee starters as well. Same unit that they started with yesterday, except I think Micah Ortiz will start today. So that is something new. We got the mix of the vets and the newbies, of course, in Zus, starring AC Minor, somebody to watch also for today. And just to get the audience in the know here, let's listen. All right, and Ayel, get us up to speed with what just happened.
The red card was given there for Zus Coffee. In terms of technicalities, they are wearing the wrong uniform today. They are supposed to be wearing the light uniform. They are wearing dark today. And an automatic 1 point given to Capital One.
Nakataon yung dark nila, blue din. So it's going to be a little bit of a challenge for all of you watching from your homes. We've got Zus on the left-hand side of your screens. Of course, they're wearing the blue and white. And on your right now, you can see Cap One with the blue and yellow on your screen. Mondoñedo now with the serve. Good first ball. Talked about also a good group of liberos on the court today.
Great matchup.
Oh!
And Eroa. Too much angle there for Genesis that time.
And Zeus Coffee will get another chance at serve. That looked really sharp for Trisha Genesis, but it did sail out. Niegos going cross court. Back row attack, Chai, and that is inside.
A great transition there coming from Zeus Coffee. Great dig coming from Angeles. Mondoñedo choosing Chai Troncoso from the back row. Great angle there to target the corner pocket.
Good pass. Also commenting on the receives of Chola Alvarez. So we're saying, sabi mo nga kanina, we're looking for the player who will make a difference with their attacks. That is a Filipinas type question, but it all really boils down to how good the passes will come to the setters.
We're also expecting high intensity. We mentioned how both teams are the only teams left winless at Pool B.
So may uuwing luhaan ngayong gabi, pero meron ding matutuwa. Let's turn it over now to Alexis Tinsay for her early report.
Back inside the Inaris Center in Montalban, Rizal. For the Zus Thunderbells, a rookie AC Minor made a solid, impressive debut with 10 points yesterday. And she admitted to have a usual first game jitters. But as the match went on, she settled in and found her rhythm. Mentally, she reminded herself that while this is a big step up from college to the pros, pressure is just in the mind. And at the end of the day, the game remains the same. What made it even more memorable? It was her first ever 5-setter, Chiki NAL. Her artist reassured her that she did well for a debut, and that gave her the confidence to keep on going. Now heading into today's game, AC says she's ready to give even more, and this time bring that same confidence from start to finish. Back to you.
Thanks a lot for that, Ai. We are excited, and just as you mentioned, AC Minor, she is really one of the ones to watch today.
Yep.
And Chola Alvarez also, after that breakout performance yesterday, for sure she will deliver for her team.
I'm sure she got some confidence in that great performance of her this time, challenging that net defense of AC Minor.
And a quick, good pickup there by Doromal. Back row attack, Genesis, picked up by Gonzaga. One more chance for Cap 1. Oh! Back to Zeus, and that one's outside. And you like how that ball just balanced on the net for about 3 seconds.
AC Minor there, still getting that good dig, but this is also gonna be a battle of floor defense. Both teams showing up big so far.
5 apiece. We're all tied up here early in this first set. Jov Gonzaga scored at the 20s yesterday. And Sid Niegos feeling good after her double-digit performance yesterday.
Finding the right spot there in between Arroyo and Eroa, forcing them to commit that miscue.
That's a good set from Tolanada. And Minor again. We talked about her versatility, whether she's an opposite or a middle blocker. Very dependable player.
Her efficiency as well. We've seen it in the UAP. You give her that set, she will get that point right away.
An ace, the first that we've seen today. The Jov Gonzaga with 2 points. Of course, we mentioned napakalaki din ng ambag nitong si Jov being the most seasoned player on the court. Oh, 2 in a row. How about that?
And he talked about how important passing will be today.
And we have a 2-point lead for Zeus on his first technical timeout.
Na-miss niyo ba yung game namin? Kung na-miss niyo, subscribe na to our YouTube channel. Subscribe na!
In Montalban. Let's take a look at the draft picks for the Zus Thunderbells. Really made use of that draft.
Great pool of talents for Zeus Coffee, AC Minor. One of the great scorers from Ateneo, Micah Gon, MVP in NCAA, Riza Nogales, one of the best blockers in the UAP. So they really have a full talented batch of rookies on their squad.
Meantime, let's take a look at the spike of the set brought to you by Duncan. Pasalubong ng bayan.
Down the line attack there coming from Shola Alvarez.
Zeus up by just a point. That was a tough one. Free ball. Here comes Capital One. Genesis. Oh, that escaped Chini Arroyo. That's a point now for Trisha Genesis, who also had good numbers yesterday. Trisha Genesis going up against Cherry Tigo had 12 points.
Now we also know a bulk of the sets will be going to Trisha Genesis.
Power tip picked up there by Alvarez. Gonzaga.
Another great dig.
Arroyo, good rebound. A rally early in this first set. Genesis again. Going deep. Arroyo knew it. One more chance for Capital One. Giving it straight to the setter. Smart move there by Gonzaga. Almost! Look at Doromal just knowing where to be. But you saw that vet move. Gonzaga just giving that free ball straight to the setter to take her out of play.
And it has been their strategy so far, giving Arisolinada the first ball, forcing an out-of-system set coming from Doromal. Very predictable there. 2 blocks against Genesis.
Nice pickup by Jov. And AC Minor, ball still alive. Nope, 4 touches, but really AC Minor manning her post there.
Yep, you love seeing that sense of urgency coming from AC Minor, not letting go that time. She wasn't the disadvantage there. She was away from the net.
Interesting also to see how Roma Doromal is able to defend very effectively against her former teammates. So medyo alam din niya yung galaw ni AC.
That's right.
Good defense we're seeing from Cap One. And that is outside, untouched. So an error on the attack from Pia Abu. This is something we saw yesterday from Capital One. We'll talk more about that after this timeout. Let's listen in.
11-8. We gave them, listen to me, we gave them 5. Don't need, you have a space, it's on one only. You have drop on the cross, spike, line, all. Same Genesis.
Coach.
Build up the rotation, okay? Move a little bit more, so they will receive the ball there. Iris. Transition, it's okay, get again and again.
Interesting also listening into the huddles here in the preseason. We know that this is like a parang glorified practice scrimmage games, no, for everybody to watch. Pero this is the time really where Coach De Brito is singling out the players and giving them specific notes.
For all the other teams also, this is an opportunity to really find the right mix of players. to build the foundation in the chemistry.
Oh, what a smart move right there. Iris Tolenada is on the scoreboard.
Perfect timing for that 1-2 play. All players on the side of Zus was waiting for Tolenada to set that ball last second, going for that dump. And she's known for that.
Yeah, great power on that. Di nahabol. Good first ball from Chai. Montañedo goes for the attack, but that one sails out. She wanted to get on the scoreboard as well.
And great intention there. No one in zone 5. Just lack of risk action. Tight set so far.
Tough serve from Abu. Gonzaga will set up. Oh, ball right back to sender. That was too tough for Chini Arroyo.
I mean, Arroyo was the only option there for Gonzaga. So blockers really got to establish themselves there. Iris Tolenada loving that block.
We're now even at 11 apiece.
Ooh.
And again, AC Minor. 4 points already for the rookie.
And this is why you want a good first ball, talking about Zus Coffee, because you can really maximize the talents of AC Minor when she's on the front row.
Joust won by Micah Ortiz. And that is an error. Attack right into the net coming from Jola Alvarez. Medyo alanganin yung position niya doon.
Wanted to play it safe actually, just roll the ball over. Just didn't have enough height on that set.
Good first ball there from Doramal. Montañedo now setting up Ortiz. Genesis using her wrist action properly this time and getting it off the hands.
We know Genesis is a one heavy-handed attacker, so you can't have a loose block, a loose hand against her. You need to press that in. Montañedo being used that time by Genesis.
Good net defense here we're seeing from Cap One. Oh, this time they couldn't keep it in play, but Capital One really able to protect the net there, even with almost yung mga kala mo puntos na talaga.
Montañedo rushing on that serve.
Zus Coffee still ahead by just a point. So it has been a close game so far. We saw Zus leading up to 3 points earlier.
Capital One doing a great job keeping it close.
Good approach there, Chini Arroyo making up for the earlier mistake. And she scores her first point.
And right now we're seeing more balanced distribution here coming from Montañedo. Almost all players contributing points here on the side of Zus Coffee.
Fiona Sabalios is in the game for the first time. Outside set to Niegos, but the blockers were there, but she was able to hit it out.
The checkouts has been working here for Capital One.
Still looking to take the lead from Zus Coffee. And you're right, Ayel, we're seeing many of these players shoveling in and out for Capital One. Gonzaga from the right pin, picked up there by Caldones.
Oh, great dig.
Caldones also with the defense. Alvarez now in the front. Mondoñedo going to Gonzaga once more. With the help of the net, Gonzaga ending that rally. And she scores her 4th point. And Zus Coffee up by 2 points in the second technical timeout.
Bitin na kayo sa games? Watch all the replays on PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
Zus Coffee still up by 2 points, but it has been a nip and tuck affair in this first set. Alvarez is blocked and outside. Another check ball. Alvarez with her 3rd point now.
And the right pin blockers for Zus Coffee has been challenged by the left pin attackers of Capital One, scoring a lot of points off their hands.
Oh, sharp serve.
Oh, great set.
Good combination attack.
And that's a result of activating AC Minor again and again. She is really a threat. Pia Abu committing to her leaving. Only 1 blocker there for Chai Troncoso.
That's a tough serve. 2 aces already from Jov Gonzaga today. And that dump almost working. Mondoñedo now setting up AC Minor. Picked up by Roma. And that was Tolenada there with the attack. Look at Gonzaga just giving everything she's got.
She's all over the floor
Yeah.
in the past few sequences. Really working hard on that floor defense.
You're forgetting she's the most senior player on the court. At 33 years old, di ba kalain? Ang bilis pa rin eh.
Still looking like she is on her peak.
Yeah.
Service Alvarez.
Again, Capital One, of course, everybody waiting for the entry of their prize. Of course, draft pick Bella Belen, who is around, enjoying the action from the bench, from the sidelines.
Supporting her team.
Yes, she is still committed to the national team, to Alas Pilipinas. Genesis again, off the hands. Classic Trisha Genesis using the strength of her ball, of her hit.
It looked like there were no blockers at all on that wind up. All confidence there for Trisha Genesis. For Zus Coffee, they need to find a way to slow down the left pin attackers of Capital One.
And Minor with a running attack picked up by Capital One. You gotta hand it to the Solar Spikers for their defense. Just reading the moves of AC Minor.
That was an excellent floor defense coming from Capital One, because that was a great set from Mondoñedo to Minor. And Iris Tolenada, being a veteran, just knowing where to put that ball.
They finally get the lead. I think that's what that was about. Iris Tolenada very happy about that last exchange. One more chance here for Zus. Minor with a dump. Still good defense from Capital One. Great pickup from Alvarez. Genesis with a counter, and that one I think will remain untouched this time.
Oh, but Capital One really trying to tell Coach Jorge here to ask for a challenge.
Well, it's late in this first set. We're tied at 18. Why not use those challenge cards, I guess is what Capital One is saying. So, doon mo na-appreciate, Ayal, pagka hindi na ba-block follow ni Genesis. Hindi mo gano'ng bigat ng...
Bigat, kabilis.
Oh.
That's why she's really one player, very tough to defend, especially on the net.
No block touch. They're not gonna get that one.
And this is a crucial point in the set because, again, both teams in their previous game, they have struggled to close out the sets.
Yeah.
So this is a big challenge for them right now.
So both teams needing to work on their end game. And this is the best time to do it, these preseason games where really this is just all about placing and getting to easy in for the invitationals. Genesis just quickly making up for that earlier error.
Changing angles this time. Going faster down the line. Maximizing the smaller blocker in Mondoñedo.
She knew that. So intentional, Trisha Genesis. And Minor, wow, what a pickup there by Alvarez. One more chance here for Zus. Mondoñedo still looking for AC Minor. And Alvarez still there for the cover. Niegos. This time, Viola Ceballos will get the point off the hands. So now dishing out what they have been getting from Cap 1. Doon naman siya ngayon on the left pin.
Well, Minor has been dug a couple of times, so Ceballos was the better option that time off the hands of Galdones.
19 all. What a first set we're witnessing here.
Neck and neck from the start.
Again, Genesis off the hands. Good D. Good cover now by Zus. Balik ang bola. Ceballos, a difficult one there. That back set from Gonzaga. A little out of control.
She was doing a back set. She didn't have a good sight of Viola Ceballos. Capital One really working hard to try to get this first set.
They're working hard to get their first win in this series. Ortiz again picked up by Alvarez. And Trisha Genesis is doing her thing. 5 points now for Jisha. And Zus will call for a timeout.
Players talking things out there on that timeout. Capital One leading by 2 points already. For Zus Coffee, they need a quick side out right now. They can't afford to let Capital One get another lead.
Another chance here for Zus now. Oh! Miss free ball. Capital One on offense. Gonzaga with that dig. Genesis. Again, Gonzaga saving the day for Zus. This time, off the hands of Mike Ortiz, and Capital One has been tenacious.
Yep. And looking more organized in the past few sequences. The reason why Iris Tolenada has been having an easier time setting up her attackers.
We got Kay Santiago now on the court for Zus.
Let's see if she can create some impact here.
And that one is off the hands. Bagus will score the second point.
Shola Ceballos there, putting all her power in that attack. Galdones also a bit late, closing out.
Wow. Oh, did that hit the line? It did. Niegos. Target shooter.
Yeah. It was an out-of-system set there, but Niegos just knowing what to do, which zone to target, plain and simple cross-court attack. No one there for Zus Coffee.
And now Ceballos from the right pin. Alvarez working hard both on defense and offense. Quick transition for Shola.
And we're seeing great teamwork right now from Capital One, from defense to offense, really transitioning smoothly.
4 chances at set point for Capital One. This will only be their second set win in this preseason series if they get it now. Roma setting up Niegos. And good enough for point number 25. And Capital One will score the first set win. Zus Coffee kept in step until the last couple of points. And the point of the set brought to you by Myra. Be Vita Brighter with Myra's Vitamin Powered Whitening Lotion.
The Capital One thing catch up all throughout, but finally was able to have a good end game.
We'll talk more about that first set after the break. Great matchup between Capital One and Zus Coffee. 25-20 the score in that first set, but it was close up until the last couple of points. Ayel.
You know, we expected this from both teams. They will surely put the intensity in this match. Both teams want their first win in this preseason, but Zus started really strong. AC Miners scoring majority of the points, but when AC Miner was starting to be dug and defended well by Capital One, Zus Coffee struggled to find a second scorer on their squad. Meanwhile, Capital One, all teamwork on their side, but Niegos and Genesis surely created impact in terms of attacking. Capital One having more attack points, 9 more attack points. They have 19 against the 10 of Zus Coffee. 1 block apiece, 2 service aces from Zus Coffee, both coming from Jovelyn Gonzaga. Capital One even committing more errors with 7, only 5 for Zus Coffee. And we talked about which team will play more efficiently in terms of attacking for set 1. It was Capital One. They have 32% spiking efficiency against only the 19 of Zus Coffee. So far, whoever is more efficient has been winning more points here.
Well, look at Niegos now leading the pack with 6 points, and Shola Alvarez, as expected, all over the court, both on defense and offense. And Genesis has been virtually unstoppable, really, with her hit outs and her ability just to use the blockers to her advantage. And Risa Nogales now, let's see if this height differential will play a part. Zus now seeing different players on the court for this second set. We've got Micah Go also, and Kate Santiago stays on the court. She was brought in late in the first set.
Just like Micah Go. So Coach Jerry rotating his players here. Meanwhile, Capital One sticking to their starting 6.
So we're seeing Casey Galdones also on the court. Good dig, but an off-system play. Santiago, that one right back to center. Casey Galdones with her first point of this second set. 2 so far for Galdones.
Good
Also
start.
with heavy hands.
Yes.
Tough serve. Alvarez blocked. Look at the defense of Capital One.
Yep.
Impressive. Santiago playing it smart.
And this is what Zus Coffee will need more, playing it smart because of how good the defense of Capital One is. Great way to fake that one. No one there for Capital One.
One-on-one, Niegos is still able to score. 7 points now for Sydney Niegos, who, as we mentioned at the top of the coverage, didn't even start the first couple of games. Came off the bench also in the third. Ended up scoring 10 points. And she was part of the first unit today.
Yeah.
Good defense. Good read there by Arroyo. Santiago, this time with an error. Just hitting the ball into the net.
Not the way Zus Coffee wants to start the second set after losing the first. Capital One continues to have the momentum here.
Good receive. Santiago going straight to Niegos. Ball is up. Alvarez will go. One more chance here. Montañedo. Back set to Santiago again. With that tip. Well read here by Capital One. To the middle.
Oh, another great dig.
Kate Santiago is getting most of the touches, and finally from the middle she gets the point. That is Santiago's second, and the score 3-2. Alexis Tensay ready for her report.
Chiki and Ayel, I just wanted to add to the feature that we did in the pregame about Chola Alvarez's breakout game yesterday, because she told me that despite the loss, she's actually very happy that they've seen the fighting spirit of the team. She said she's happy to finally see their hard work slowly paying off, especially seeing her younger teammates stepping up. She also highlighted the role of their bench players, who acted like coaches on the sidelines, constantly guiding and reminding the starters what to do from an outside perspective. Sila talaga yung nagsasabi kung ano yung kailangan namin gawin sa loob. Chola added, emphasizing that it was a full team effort on and off the court, and has definitely continued here in set number 1. Back to set 2. Chiki and Ayel.
Thanks a lot for that, AL, or rather IE. And it's now 3 apiece. And actually both teams, we're seeing that they're enjoying the camaraderie in their respective teams. Kita naman.
You love the competitiveness coming from both teams as well. Another close start to the second set.
Another Capital and Solar Spiker definitely out to impress today. We're talking about setter Iris Tolenada, who already has 5 points. Again, could have been a quick point. A little off the mark there for AC Minor.
AC Minor definitely having the height advantage there with her elevation. Just couldn't put that ball in.
Nakago. Ball still good. Santiago. Also just using that power.
Kate Santiago, I'm sure Coach Jay is hoping that she can see a game changer here. So far, she has been scoring the points for Zus Coffee in the second set.
Genesis was taking it slow, going soft. I don't think that even went up And Zus Coffee will get that point. We're now at 5-all.
Great quality volleyball so far shown by both teams. Ooh. A good read there coming from AC Minor. However, she could not close that down. So point goes to Capital One. Take a second look on that. Trisha Genesis powering through AC Minor.
The attackers of Capital One know to take advantage of when Mondoñedo is at the front. And Micah Go was instrumental in that last sequence. She gets her first point.
Soft touches working so far for Zus Coffee.
And it sounded like a check ball.
Yep. Trisha Genesis adjusting quickly, going for the fingertips of her blockers. Again, maximizing Mondoñedo on the front row. You have to commend the coverage coming from Capital One, really recognizing the great net defense of Zus.
And now, a service ace coming from Iris Tolonada, and that is point number 6 for the veteran setter, and Capital One leads by 2 in our first technical timeout.
Player highlights, we got you covered. Subscribe now to the PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
We are back at the spanking new Inata Center in Montalban. And the Rizaleños, who are big volleyball fans, enjoying the action live here. Iris Tolonada there with her service ace and her 6th point. She's having quite a day. Another chance here. Capital One, but AC Minor made sure nothing would get past her that last time.
And that was the second time Capital One was trying to pull off an off-speed attack. Have to really commend AC Minor for committing on that net defense.
Of course, Zus Coffee also missing the services of Thea Gagate, who is currently, of course, with the national team, as you all know. Oh, the blocking of Risa Nogales, using her height advantage that time.
And probably it's the reason why Coach Jerry is putting her in. Take a look at the length. Solid block there coming from Nogales.
And AC Minor, it's so familiar watching her and seeing her in a blue and white uniform. But this time she is in the pros. That's service error though for AC Minor. And for those of you just joining our coverage, yes, it might get a little confusing. Both teams wearing their blue uniforms. So that, obviously Capital One with the blue and yellow on the right side of your screens right now. Nogales checked this time by Alvarez. She goes up for the attack. Good pick up by Kate Santiago. And here we go with another rally. Look at the blockers. Just so active. Arroyo. Almost. Not quite for Trisha Genesis. And And both teams just not letting up, keeping their focus, keeping their eye on the ball.
Capital One has been showing up in terms of defense. But this time, Chini Arroyo getting a point for Zus Coffee. Just a split second late there for Trisha Genesis.
Good combination attack. That one is off the hands. And Diegos continues to lead the way for Capital One. She has 8 points.
Everyone on the side of Capital One really contributing so far in this match.
Wow.
That's a go-to play for Zus Coffee. Kate Santiago, highly efficient in that combination play, looking very comfortable hitting a tres.
Kate Santiago coming off the bench, but already with 5 points. And Pia Abu this time will get her point off the offensive block.
Great combination there for Niegos and Abu against Micah Go.
That was a tough serve. We saw it coming, and that is going to be an ace for Cindy Niegos, who is able to score in all ways.
Right. This time off the hands of Arroyo, and Capital One really loading up on the service line.
And that's called inside. Kate Santiago finds the line. Way back, zone 6. 6 points for Kate.
Another point for Kate Santiago in that combination play. Seems like Zus Coffee has found a way to score points here against Capital One.
Good stop there by Mondoñedo. AC Minor with a cover. Mondoñedo from the floor, getting the ball over. Back row attack, Genesis. Mondoñedo with a stop. Almost botched. Ball still alive. Rally goes on. Genesis again. Good playing there by Micah Go. Mondoñedo. Good defense from the setter.
Long rally.
Wow. Good attack, good answer. Good read there by Micah Go. Alvarez with a soft hit. Niegos dug by Chini Arroyo. Santiago wants the kill inside, said the Lions judge. What a rally. Hinga na lahat.
Exactly, both teams really trying to catch their breath here. I have to credit both teams with a good fight. Lots of great sequences, but Kate Santiago really showing up big in this set.
Chini Arroyo has been doing her job in back row really well.
That's gonna be the strategy to get a win here. Like good back row defense and efficient attacking in the front row. Right now, Zus Coffee trying to do that one.
Zus now up by 1 point. Outside, untouched. Are they going to ask for a challenge? Oh, no, it looks like it's a check ball.
That's right. Chola Alvarez being credited for that point. So another deadlock here.
And you can tell that for both teams, they are playing relaxed. They're having fun on the court. Very effective. And reading the balls well. Capital One just fighting for every ball.
And you feel how Arizon Tolenada badly wanted to get that second touch. Not enough space for her to do that though.
Serving for the Thunderbells, Germany, Gonzaga.
Here comes Genesis. AC Minor check this time. Arroyo again with a chase. Oh! Almost! Jovelyn Gonzaga had her hand on the ball, pero ang lakas talaga ng dating ng bola ni Trisha Genesis. Spike of the set brought to you by Duncan. Pasalubong ng bayan.
And you love how intentional Genesis and that attack going down the line, seeing that big gap in between the antenna and Montoniedo. No one's giving up here. Both teams fighting for every single point.
This is the way it was also in the first set up until the 20th point. Oh, Minor with a dump. Almost kept alive by Capital One. 6 points now for AC Minor.
Minor being forced to adjust quickly here with how good the defense of Capital One is. This time finally converting a point.
Mondoniedo knew that the ball would come right back. So credit Mondoniedo for keeping the ball alive there. And Zeus Coffee now with a 2-point lead in the second technical timeout.
Na-miss niyo ba yung game namin? Kung na-miss niyo, subscribe na to our YouTube channel. Subscribe na!
Back in the Inares Center here in Montalban, Rizal for the last game of the weekend. All 4 games played out here at the brand new Inares Center. And we're looking at the two teams still looking for a win in our on-tour series of the PVL. And so far, both teams have really shown up today. It's been nip and tuck in the second set. Long rallies, good exchanges from both squads. A lot of exciting volleyball we're enjoying on this Sunday evening. Jeannie Arroyo is in the front now. She did spectacular with a sweeper in the back. And again, Capital One will score. Paul Alvarez now has 6. More time on that last play.
And the attacks coming from Capital One, they're coming in fast and strong. So Zeus Coffee really has to be stable on the floor defense.
Nakita mo si Shola na iniwasan lang niya talaga si AC Minor daw, a solo block. Put up against her. Again, these power tips by AC Minor, just as good as an attack.
That's right. And that's why she is an impressive middle attacker. Earlier, her strong attacks wasn't working. She's quick to adjust this time. Power tips did work for her.
And that's off the hands. Easy point again. Trisha Genesis has mastered the art of hitouts.
Safe to say, she has been unstoppable.
And that's been the case even in her college days. Talagang dinadaan niya sa bigat ng dating ng bola.
That's right.
Back row attack Gonzaga. Genesis now showing off her defense. What a reverse set. A good save there by Aroa. So nonchalant.
One-hand save.
Oh, another save. Good defense. On both sides, shall we say. Look at Gonzaga that's going for that ball. I mean, these rallies just go on and on.
But Niegos silently has been winning the points in the long rallies for Capital One.
The only player in double digits so far, Sid Niegos.
Great rebound there, but again, that was a tough one for Jovelyn Gonzaga.
Chance now for Capital One. Niegos again. This time it's outside, untouched, said Zus. And they're not even going to challenge that.
Now seems like they are going to challenge that.
Oh, they are going to challenge that. I take it back.
Block touch challenge here for Capital One. Again, really fighting for every point here in all ways possible.
Well, we saw yesterday Capital One also taking the first set against Cherry Vigo, but it was downhill from there. So this is another lesson in really sustaining your good game and just focusing on the end game and being able to finish. I love it.
Yep. But almost, yeah. They're trying to say it's hit the fingertips of Nogales, but I believe that was just the shadow of the ball.
And Chloe Montañedo has also been showing her versatility. Her defense has been very effective.
Yep.
She has been the target, of course, of Capital One.
Great rebound.
Nia Roy with the chase. And she goes up for the hit. Talk about transition. Inside! And Capital One very happy about how that went. Casey Galdones will get the point.
And Iris Tolinada has done a really excellent job orchestrating the offense. Galdones also finding the right spot there, going long.
Ooh, service error after that point that she scored.
Giving Zus Coffee a 1-point lead here.
That's called outside, so errors on the serve in a row. And now we're tied at 19. Puro deadlock ito ah. And a substitution. Fiona Ceballos coming in for Ginny Arroyo in the back. $11 points so far for Sydney Niegos. Gonzaga! How about that? And a side swipe. I'm going to take a look at her form here and her approach.
Making it look so easy to score a point.
Running attack, almost but not quite. Micah Go could not stop that one. And Pia Abu finally on the scoreboard.
Came off from an excellent pass there, allowed the Tolenada to set up Abu.
Pia Abu had a decent game against Cherry yesterday with 7 points. Pia Abu was able to score. In her rookie year here with Capital One. Gonzaga, that's 2 in a row for the vet.
And it was also Gonzaga scoring the important points for Zus Coffee yesterday. You just know Montañedo will look for that veteran player on the court in this crucial situations.
Tough serve. Wow. Micah Go has been a quiet operator. She's just quietly doing her job. And that's her 4th point, but the very important points coming from Micah Go. Timeout, Capital One.
We'll try to use short with you because there's only 2 guys. And you take the cross, huh? Let's go. We got 2 again.
Hey, 21. Let's go.
Dalawa lang.
That's a perfect pass.
Take the short there.
Coach Jorge reminding the girls that Zus Coffee only has 2 attackers on the front row, so they need to know which attacker they will commit to in terms of defense.
We haven't been seeing too many sets for the pipe from Zus. And Genesis again. Good save there by Ceballos. Niegos with a good read. Genesis one more time.
Oh, right on the line. Wow. But you have to credit half that point to Ceballos doing her job, perfectly performing her role there. Defense specialist, but Micah Go finishing the job.
If you take a look at the last 2 sequences, they're the exact same thing. Parang inulit lang ng Capital One, and they got it on the second try. And Genesis this time just wanting to score quickly. No more rallies, said Trisha Genesis. They're down by 2.
Trisha Genesis is a big problem, even to great blockers and the likes of AC Minor.
You really have to figure out how to block against Trisha Genesis and how to stop those dumps, those power tips from AC Minor.
Very simple yet very effective play there for AC Minor. Just quick tips.
Play. Yeah. And Genesis, oh, that hit her twice. Mondoñedo will be called double contact there. What to do about Trisha Genesis? And look at that. Capital One just hanging on. Zus Coffee's set point, though.
Genesis continues to put damage here.
This time foiled by Capital One. Oh, that got away from Micah Go, and buhay pa rin ang Capital One. They're fighting this out. They want a second set win.
Take a second look, and that one again. It was Niego scoring that point.
We saw a service ace from Dolinada earlier. Ceballos going strong. Ball still alive. Another chance here for Zus. Ceballos again. Toromal. Perfect placement there. Genesis will win. Nope. She will get that point. Capital One is able to foil 3. They were able to save 3 or 4. Make it 4. Set points here from Zus.
Genesis really fearless. Even in high pressure situation, Capital One is right now.
Well, they won that rally, a very important one, because now they have a chance to actually take this set. Ball right back. Arroyo stopped by Capital One. Oh, there's a hole! Arroyo again with a cut shot. Exactly what she needed.
Love seeing that composure coming from Mondoñedo. Defense was already scrambling that time, but Mondoñedo was still able to set that ball properly to Arroyo.
Good thinking for Ginny Arroyo just to switch it up and finding the point care of that cross-court shot. Timeout, Capital One.
Who's there? Center position 2. Okay. Center position 2. So what you're gonna do? They move from this side, Iris. You have 3 guys, yeah? 3 guys. You move this side, and you still have the center on the other side. Don't need to shift. Niegos is there. Niegos, you have the center. You cannot miss because Nogal is on the cross. So it's line, okay?
Let's go! Capital,
A very important reminders there coming from Coach Jorge, reminding them that the smaller blocker in Mondoñedo is at the front row right now, giving Niegos instructions to actually utilize Mondoñedo. Let's see if they will be able to execute.
This is still set point for Zus Coffee. They lost their chance earlier. Here comes Niegos. She went deep, but Micah Go was there. Oh, Zus Coffee! They went the long route, but they won the second set just the same. And let's take a look at the point of the set once again. This one brought to you by Myra. Be Vita Brighter with Myra's vitamin-powered whitening lotion.
Hard-fought set there
Yes.
for Zus Coffee. Chini Arroyo, clutch player.
26-24. What a second set that was. We'll talk more about it after the break. (26-24). What a second set that was. It was enjoyable. It was exciting. They were fighting like it was the end of the set. It was for the win. But like we said, Ayel, both teams looking for their first win in the on-tour series, and it shows.
Yeah. Capital One starting strong in that set, was able to carry over that momentum from the first set. But again, Zus Coffee, Coach Jerry really trying different mix of players on the court, and it did work for them, especially when Jovelyn Gonzaga was put later on that set. Chini Arroyo was tasked to finish up as well. Zus Coffee, take a look at the number of attack points. They have 21 against the 16 of a Capital One. 3 kill blocks for Zus Coffee, 2 for Capital One, but Capital One with more aces, they have 2. And both teams cleaning up their game. Only 2 errors from Capital One and 4 from Zus Coffee. So we've talked about how important attacking is. Zus Coffee was able to improve their efficiency, 35 spiking efficiency for them against the 25 of a Capital One. But so far, really, both teams, a great showing both in offense and defense.
And you know, that's something we really observed. And nakita nga natin in the numbers, malinis yung laro nila eh. Barely any mistakes. And really, both teams just refusing to let the ball drop. Ang sipag sa depensa. And rewarded, of course, by the efforts of their attackers. Because Trisha Genesis just... she is the master of the hitouts. And over on the other side, Kate Santiago also just as relentless and just as strong. Is it an Adamson thing? What is this?
I don't know. So just really wanting to win the game, but we keep on talking how good the defense is for both teams. But we need to mention the liberos, Doromal and Eroa, really not giving up in all rallies.
You know, it's the liberos, but every other player who finds themselves in the back row, really covering their area. And we also like the action at the front. I mean, evidenced by the length of the rallies. Ang hahaba. Balikan lang talaga ng bola because the effort coming from even the setters and the rebounds and you know, their teammates refusing to let the ball drop. Really great playing by both teams.
It's like both teams are very familiar about each other. They've done their homework and they're able to execute at a high level.
Oh, now even at one apiece. And we talked earlier about how Capital One also has to prove to themselves that they know how to finish because they were able to win their first set against Cherry Tigo yesterday. But everything went downhill from then. Great save once again. Started off by Doromal there. Look at this defense. Poor defense from Capital One. Ginny Arroyo, hindi rin nagpapahuli. Wow. Look at that. And this is for the first point here in this third set. And that ends with an attack error.
It felt like they were fighting for the match point.
And, you know, that's really got to credit these players because if you think about it, this preseason, this isn't even the real thing yet. But the way they're committing to their teams, playing that they're showing. Aldones.
Yep. Four touches.
4 hits, yep. So we got Angeles, the other libero for Zus, also
sharing the duties with Eroa.
That one gets away from Eroa. And Chola Alvarez. He was limited to 2 points in that second set.
Yeah, but more than her scoring, it has been her defense really worth highlighting.
Vegas again, hitting it out. And then that is 13 points now for Niegos. Just one more than Trisha Genesis. They are the two top scorers for Capital One. Two players in double digits so far.
Niegos going for the hands of Arroyo that time.
Oh, ace! 13 for Genesis. Now they're tied at 13 apiece. Niegos and Genesis, top scorers.
Good start here for Capital One. Floater of a serve there coming from Trisha Genesis. So an early substitution here for Coach Jerry. Micah go in for Chini Arroyo.
Back set. Great defense. Oh, somebody's at the net.
Niegos apologizing right away. She wasn't able to control her momentum there. That set was also a bit tight for her.
Good first ball. Shola Alvarez given the set there. Oh, Kate Santiago stopped by Tolenada. Again, Tolenada. She is the target, but she is able to get the ball up.
Oh, great digs coming from Capital One.
Wow, that paid off. Shinaga talaga. And Chola Alvarez did not disappoint. Alvarez with a finish there. 5-2 is the score. Capital One up by 3. Alexis Tinsay ready for her report.
Chiki Niel for the Zus Thunderbells. They already have a game that is similar to their last seasons. It went the distance, but it ended in heartbreak. But one bright spot was the performance of Chini Arroyo, who exploded with 17 points. She told me that after the match, she wasn't completely disheartened because this is a situation that feels all too familiar. Chini shared that this has been the story of their team since last season. They play with fire, they have the pieces, they go head-to-head, but they just can't seem to finish strong. Most of their matches end in 5 sets. And because they start strong, they struggle to close it out quickly and cleanly. Now the message within the team is clear. It's time to fix the finishing. Will they have a different endgame here? Let's find out. Back to you guys.
I don't think the end game is going to come anytime soon. I.e., the way these two teams are battling it out. Ang haba ng mga rally.
Yep.
But we're all excited to see how this is going to pan out. Such a great match. Here comes Zus. Combo attack. Almost stopped by Capital One.
And Kate Santiago playing efficient volleyball, especially when she's in the front row. And you see how Mondo Nieto has the great trust on Kate Santiago because she's getting bulk of a set when she's in the front row.
Reverse. Australia now on the court, and really it took a long time coming for Australia to make her appearance.
Yeah, because Niegos was actually playing well.
Robbie Australia had 9 points against Cherry, and she was also in double digits in that first game they played against Signal. Pia Abu also on the court. Running attack there. Oh, not quite. That did not go over. Michael go there with a little too soft a touch. And Capital One with a huge lead early in this third set. We'll be back.
Na-miss niyo ba yung game namin? Kung na-miss niyo, subscribe na to our YouTube channel. Subscribe na!
Score is 8-3, Capital One. Really trying to make up for that almost win in the second set. That got away. Now they're up by 5. This is the biggest lead we've seen all day. Wala naman lumamang ng ganito kalaki. Oh, except for that first set, 25-20 is how it ended in favor of Capital One. Wow. Now Genesis calling on the net.
May hanap swerte pa.
14 points now for Trisha.
It's always difficult to defend balls like that. Really mistiming the defenders.
Australia there with a good dig. Ang bilis ng bola. Down the line, Chola Alvarez there getting her 9th point.
wala namang karga yan. Eh, para saan pa? Eh, puputuhin lang kayo. Eh, di makakapag-set up sila. Di combination pa. Wala naman na nagpe-play na nandito sa 8 meters ang sibat mo. Wala kang kagulat-gulat. Anticipated na anticipated din.
Pwede kayo umikot, may receipt tayo.
Okay, 1, 2, 3! Sus!
Coach Jerry with the short reminders there, but you can sense the frustration on his voice. And just rightfully so, because this is a big lead from Capital One.
Chance again here for Capital One. Alvarez, this time dug by Aroa. There's that dump. AC Minor, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Nahihirapan talagang Capital One sa bilis ng kamay ni AC.
And she knows she has that advantage and she continues to attack them with that.
Tough serve.
Great dig.
Saballo stop there by Genesis.
Great set.
Oh, smart move, Shola Alvarez finding the donut hole. Rarely will you find a donut hole in the defense of Capital One.
Zus Coffee got flat-footed there, but you can also sense how comfortable the attackers are of Capital One with the sets of Iris Villanada.
Yeah.
They can really adjust mid-air.
Ooh, kept alive. Normal. Decided against it. Parang maaga pa, baka ma-injure ako.
Yep. And also they have a good lead right now, but definitely not a safe lead because we know Zus Coffee can also pull off some runs here.
Perfect first ball. Abu stopped there. Santiago with that dig and that dive.
And you know, if you're trying to joust against Iris Tolenada, you have to be well established. That's one of her strengths as well.
Good serve. Ceballos just sneaking up on Capital One there.
And that's one way Zus Coffee can create spaces in the net defense of Capital One. Combination plays.
Good set. Went out of system here. Hinampas na naman ni Kate Santiago. He's finding the corner pocket there. Zone 5.
She has been attacking with no hesitations at all. It seems like Capital One has a challenge.
Was it called out? Looking at Capital One here with enjoying a 5-point advantage. They have been able to so far protect that lead, but like you said, Zus can just easily turn things around, so they have to be very careful.
That's called challenge here from Capital One off that attack from Kate Santiago.
They're saying that Kate was in the net after her attack. And so far, you know, one thing that we also noticed, serving has been pretty steady for both sides. Not too many errors. Mabibilang mo lang sa isang kamay yung mga errors nila. And now,
yung gina-challenge kasi ni Coach, yung mid-play na may pumalo kayo ng running. Eh nagkaroon na ng action na ball in, ball out.
Pero pasok pa rin naman po sa 8 seconds.
No. Kasi last action yung pwedeng maging challenge. So hindi pwedeng yung net fault na challenge ko. So hindi, kasi yung dating application ng challenge rule ng mid-play ang ginagamit natin.
It's the ABC rule.
Yeah. Okay. Alam ni Coach. Thank you, Coach. Okay. Thank you, Coach.
1 point back.
all right, so we're listening to Our first referee, Patrick Castillo, explaining to team captain Roma Doromal that they were looking for a play that was prior, that happened prior to that last attack by Kate Santiago, which you can't do anymore.
Well, I guess they don't need the challenge anymore. Trisha Genesis scoring another point for the Solar Spikers. She has been playing efficiently here, talking about Trisha Genesis.
Well, this third set definitely skewed in favor of Capital One. Wow! What a save by Doromal. And again, nahahanapan na nila ng butas ang Zus Coffee.
And they continue to attack that donut hole. Take a look at that adjustment from Shola Alvarez. A great show of ball control there.
Perfect attack, perfect execution of that off-speed hit by Shola Alvarez. Kate Santiago again, this time dug by Genesis. Back row attack. We haven't seen too many of those. And Olanada is very smart to just keep feeding Shola Alvarez.
And right now, Capital One is on a flow. Everything working well for them from defense to offense.
Alvarez also in double digits now. She's got 12. Good defense from Iris Tolenada. And Genesis. Roa was there. Back row attack. Chance here for Zus. Tolenada just keeps the ball alive. Oh! That was tough. She wasn't quite in position. Trisha Genesis there, but another great rally. Those stops by Iris Tolenada.
Oh, yeah. She's really manning her zone perfectly in terms of defense. But for Zus Coffee, they could not rely on the errors of Capital One. They need to produce more points if they want to catch up here.
Ball still alive. Another chance here for Capital One. In Australia, somebody was at the net, and it's not Capital One. And another second technical timeout here with Capital One leading by 8.
Bitin na kaya sa games? Watch all the replays on PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
Back at the Inara Sports Center in Montalban, Rizal, Chikiro Wapuno with Ayala Serna and Alexis Tinsay. Capital One is way ahead in this third set, or even one set apiece. But really, the Solar Spikers dominating in this third set.
No, they haven't slowed down. They continue to have that intensity. Meanwhile, you feel a shift of energy from Zus Coffee.
And look at, they're playing seamless. They're so in sync, so aware of where each player is. Talk about Capital One. Oh! And that's 2 errors in a row on the attack. And we see after a lot of transitions, a lot of just changing from defense to offense. Perfect passes from Doromal. Australia untouched now. That ball just drops, and Australia will score her first point. She just came in this third set.
And the passers really helping out. Iris Tolenada orchestrate a good offense here for Capital One. Everyone feeling the confidence right now on their side.
Outside, the second error on the serve for Casey Galdones.
Still an 8-point lead here for Capital One.
Like you said, Ayel, they got to earn their own points. Talking about Zus. And that power tip. Just too smart for her own good. How about that volleyball IQ that Chola Alvarez is displaying?
And that's a weak spot Capital One has already recognized earlier. It has been a couple of sequences already. Still no adjustment on the side of Zus Coffee.
We saw Jov Gonzaga making her move, trying to get there, but not in time.
Good pass.
And that one's outside. So we see Chola Alvarez trying to vary things up.
A couple of errors here coming from Capital One. They have to be careful.
But this is a pretty good cushion, 8 points.
Right.
And good reception. Service receives, but AC Minor. She's been quiet.
One-man block for AC Minor. She has always been a silent operator. Great press of hands there.
Here's a chance for Zus for the counter. AC Minor will get the touch. Ceballos this time. Oh! It seems Alvarez can do no wrong. Well, except for that error of the attack. Pero lahat talaga ng ginagawa niya, nahihirapan ibalik.
That's right, Zus. But these are balls that are surely missed opportunities for Zus Coffee. That rebound was high enough to be a chance ball for them. But they could not take advantage of that.
Ceballos going deep, and Doromal couldn't get that up. Let's take a look at the spike of the set, brought to you by Duncan Pasalubong ng Bayan. Angle on that one.
Great shoot set coming from Mondo Niedo, but Zus Coffee could not play side outs here. They need a good run.
Ceballos again. Colonada looking for Trisha Genesis this time. And that one will go off untouched.
Again, still the points here of Zus Coffee coming from the errors of Capital One.
8-point lead down to 6 now. Talk about the runs that Zus needs.
Let's see if this adjustment will work for Coach Jerry Mabilangan and Ortiz in right now.
Ortiz was caught there. Gonzaga with the defense. And Tolenada, Abu coming together for that offensive block. And Capital One just 4 points away from winning this third set. With a pretty good cushion here. 7-point lead. Caldones, good cover by Tolenada. And Genesis with that bullet, again called outside.
She has been trying to go for that zone one, still not successful in the past two sequences.
This time she feels, she feels there was a check ball. Hard to say, the ball came too fast.
They will try their luck here.
Pero nakita natin she's been attempting that down the line. yun ang mahirap kay Tisha Genesis. Hindi mo malaman kung saan niya ilalagay right?
But right now, despite the errors coming from Capital One, they have been more aggressive, more sure of what they're doing. Zus Coffee still doubting their movement.
So close. Missing the pinky.
Oh, great dig.
Oh, and rare communication error from Capital One. I mean, we've been saying all day that they have been so in sync. And they're showing a little bit of vulnerability now. Timeout, Capital One.
What we need? B pass. I don't know A. B, I can still use the quick. Okay? But I have one issue. It's running there or it's
Running. Ate, endgame tayo, endgame. Tara. Let's go, Capital!
Coach Jorge clearly calling the timeout just to give his girls a chance to refocus and regroup.
You heard it from the players themselves. End game is a priority now. Wow, that timeout seemed to have benefited Zus. Look at this. The 8-point lead down to 4. And Roa, the right place at the right time. This past couple of sequences, that was Thunderbells' third to play smart volleyball.
Really creative in that sequence. She got blocked earlier, so she knew she had to adjust. Talking about Ceballos, playing it smart, going for a tip, forcing Coach Jorge to call this time out.
now it's time to B plus. Near the net, you have the setter front. Our setter front is sliding. She can dump already, and you have close in front of you. Okay. If Micah moves, you know what to do. Just go fast, okay? Just need to receive there.
Let's go, ate. Let's go!
Okay? Let's go.
Hey, Kapitan! Guys, tayo naman.
Good pass. That's what Capital One needs right now. They have given away a few points of passing errors.
Yeah, what an effort here by Zus Coffee.
Yeah.
Set, Gonzaga with that swipe.
Again, back row defense. Eroa and Micah go, giving Mondoniedo an easier time to set up the attackers. And who else will she go to?
And just look at the expression on Gonzaga's face. She has that crossbody shot down pat. This time blocked by Capital One. Another chance here for Zus Coffee. Nagsisiksikan near the net. Genesis is dug. Ceballos with a counter. One more time. Maldones read that one. Oh, smart! Ceballos was there though. Padaan pa rin ni Genesis. This time her down the line works. And sabi ni Genesis, ang hirap namang kumita.
It took her a couple of attempts, but you know, Micah Go had a good read on that attack. It's just that there was no second ball support there. Take a look at that effort from Go.
A great rally. Oh, sigh of relief. Gonzaga stopped by Alvarez. And again, she keeps missing the mark on that down the line. That's really been that struggle for Trisha Genesis.
Right. Her efficiency there, it's a bit questionable.
Australia, she is effective. Is going deep. Rose in the area, but just the trajectory too deep for her.
Take a look at that one. Eroa reading that, but not quick enough to go for the defense.
Inside! And Zus Coffee, it has been Jovelyn Gonzaga, the clutch player, really delivering when she needed to.
Veteran player.
Almost telling Trisha Genesis, ganito, this is the way to do the down the line.
Sukat na sukat.
Oh, Mike Ortiz was onto that trick play. There's a chance now for Capital One. Chola Alvarez saving the day. And now pushing Capital One to set point. But they cannot take things for granted. Ang laki ng hinabol ng Zus Coffee.
But it seems like they know that Zone 1 is a weak spot because they keep going back on that zone despite committing some errors.
This could be third set win for Capital One. Oh. That's called dead by the first referee. And that's a point for Zus Coffee. Still set point.
Yeah. Great effort from Mondonyedo. Almost an overpass. And Minor yet again ready to score that point.
2 aces already from Jov Gonzaga. Special Genesis took care of that one. Alvarez. Go with the counter. Outside. Set the lines judge. Oh. Was it called in? Or the
it was called in, but Capital One saying that it went out, so they will call. Seems like they will call for this challenge.
They have that luxury because they still have a couple of challenges to give, and this is a very important challenge. Yung habol ng Zus Coffee nito. We're looking at an 8-point deficit. It's still Capital One's set point. They have a couple more chances to win this third set.
This is tricky because Mike was saying that it went in, Capital One saying that it went out. Wow, wow.
That's like it's not even a centimeter, a millimeter, 1/8 of an inch. Woo. This still could be it for Capital One. And Chola Alvarez, pinahaba nyo lang. But we are taking this third set. It looks like they were bound and determined to do that from the get-go. At point of the set, one more time, brought to you by Myra B. Vita Brighter with Myra's vitamin-powered whitening lotion.
Third set, yeah, to avoid AC Minor there and get that point.
Third set goes the way of Capital Solar Spikers. And we are going to set 4 after the break. third set, another hard-fought battle between the Capital One Solar Spikers and Zus Thunderbells. And the Capital Solar Spikers just eked in a win there. I mean, it looked like it was theirs midway into that third set. Pero humabol ang Thunderbells. Muntik pang makawala. But in the end, Capital One securing now a 2-1 set lead against Zus. They're looking for their first win.
Yeah, but Capital One looking really good in the third set, controlling the set, leading all the way. Have to mention the good defense of Doromal, translating into good sets coming from Iris Tolenada and Alvarez and Genesis again continuing to win the points. And clearly on the numbers here, Capital One having more attack points. They have 18 against the 12 of Zus. 1 block and 1 ace apiece. Capital One even committing more errors. We saw that when they were trying to target Zone 1. Meanwhile, Zus Coffee with 5 errors here. So it was really in the attack points that allowed Capital One to get the third set.
Look at the attack efficiency of Shola Alvarez in that third set. Pretty good, 48%. So we saw really Shola Alvarez was able to show off her volleyball IQ. And she was able to read the defense of the opponents and find the holes in their formation and took advantage of that.
Yeah, and that set was another lesson to be learned here for Zus Coffee. They could not start slow. Definitely not against Capital One in this set, because this is going to be a do or die for them, and surely Capital One would want to secure this in just 4 sets.
Both teams looking for the first win here in our on-tour series, and we are looking to see which of these teams will move on to play the Invitationals, which is coming up after the preseason series. But before that, we might be in an arena near you as the PVL continues to tour the country. Meron pang mga Visayas stops yan. So mag-abang kayo dyan, mga taga Cebu, Iloilo.
Next weekend, they will be in
Saan ba next weekend?
Isabela.
So they're going Luzon muna. They're going north to Isabela. Did you say Naga?
Just Ilagan, Isabela.
Ilagan, Isabela.
And then Iloilo, and then Cebu.
And here goes. Who will score first in this 4th set? This is a must-win for Zus. Arroyo, dug by Genesis. Good D. Triple block, but good cover by Zus.
Oh, wow.
Off-speed hit by Niegos. They kind of forgot how to defend against Niegos kasi inupo for the 3rd set.
And then Niegos just really showing her versatility. She played as a middle in the past conferences, but right now in the preseason, she's playing as the opposites. Especially that they don't have Leila Cruz, who is playing for Las Pilipinas right now.
Oh, solo block, but not good enough. Ginny Arroyo won that last sequence. She has 6 points. Good first ball. Diego's finding the line again. 2 for 2 so far for Diego's in this 4th set.
She just knows which angles and zones to go for. Take a look at that one, avoiding the hands of the blockers.
And again, you credit Tolenada for getting 3 of her players in double digits. We're talking about Niegos, Alvarez, and Genesis, all with 16 points each.
Now they load on the wing attackers of Capital One.
Oh, 17 points now for Alvarez. Easy peasy.
And this is the most efficiency I've seen Alvarez score a while.
I mean, she has been consistently scoring in the double-digit territory. She had 13 in that last game against Cherry yesterday, just yesterday. Medyo wala rin kapaguran ito mga to. Zus, on the other hand, came out of a 5-setter
against Akari.
That's right. So Kate Santiago again, thorn on the side of Capital One. She has 10 points. Minor, the top scorer so far for Zus with 12. Aha! Familiar sight there, AC Minor. Again, remembering that there usually is that donut hole. She gets there quick with her thumb.
And Mondoñedo also knowing when to set up AC Minor, putting her in a good advantage to score.
That was a good set. Nalusutan. But Genesis, good try. Genesis really with that effort to keep the ball in play, but no go this time. Let's turn it over to Alexis Tinsay for her report.
Chiki and Ayel from the Capital One side, the energy is unmistakably loud. I could hear their cheers. Sasama pa nga ako kanina when they were celebrating every point. Napasok ako sa loob ng huddle because they were jumping up and down. That energy carried over inside the court with the players feeding off each other's momentum. Coach Jorge took a moment to reassure the team, saying, "You feel that, right?" A reminder that their unity and spirit are their strength. From a technical standpoint, the focus was clear. Isarado ang depensa. The mission is to neutralize Jobs Gonzaga and Micah Go and let Shola Alvarez unleash her discarte on offense. Coach Jorge also emphasized if anyone isn't feeling 100%, they should go straight to him because in this long preseason, health is wealth. And now with a commanding 2-set lead, the Solar Spikers are not just playing to win. They're playing like a team that's finally found its spark. One more set and they complete the statement.
Thanks a lot for that. Ay, nakalimutan mo yung blue uniform mo. Sama ka pa sa huddle nila. But that's great because you got all the goods. And, you know, she was right about that. Discarte, yun talaga ang meron si Shola Alvarez.
And that comes with the experience and maturity as well. She's one of the veteran players.
Meantime, the rookie is showing off for the other team. It's AC Minor. She's so poised in her first year as a professional.
Take a second look at that. Well stretched arms there coming from AC Minor. 3-point lead now.
14 points so far for AC Minor in her first ever game at the PVL. She scored 12, so good numbers for this youngster. Back with the help of the net, and look at them celebrating that point for April Tapia, who comes in to the game for the first time.
Instant contribution there coming from Tapia with the help of the net also.
And that was a tough one. It's just Iris Tolonada chasing after that ball. Inangat lang niya yung bola. April Tapia did the rest. Tolonada going to April again. Oh! And she's full of energy, just running around the court, taking everybody along with her. Buhay na buhay.
That's right. I mean, it looked like Zus Coffee was getting the good momentum, but Tapia goes in and takes back the momentum on the side of Capital One.
And again, we remind everybody the diminutive stature. She's like 5'4", April Tapia.
She's the smallest on the court.
Like full of energy. And now, look at that. It's contagious. And that expression on Coach Jerry's face says it all. They don't know what hit them. We're now tied at 7 apiece. Rebound. Tolonada looking for Tapia one more time. That one did not go past the net. And that happened right in front of first referee Castillo. Hindi nakalusot.
But the Capital One will challenge.
They're going to challenge. Oh, that's a very brave move there. Because it, like you said, it happened right in front of the first referee. And even from our vantage point, it was like sumalbog lang because of the net. But we'll see. In the meantime, they're just enjoying April Tapia on the floor. Look at the smiles on these girls.
And that energy coming from Capital One is actually making Zus coffee doubt themselves here.
That's right. Pausing the... Whoa! Look at that!
Yep, that hit the forearm of AC.
Wow!
So they will replay the point.
And that was definitely worth the challenge. May dalang swerte din to si April Tapia. That's 3 for 3 for her. 100% so far. Arroyo block. Another chance here for Zus. And now ball on the side of Capital One. Yegos with a tip. Arroyo again. Here comes the rally. Galdones. Oh, great timing. Great execution there by AC Minor, but Mondoñedo knew exactly when to go to her. And we're at our technical timeout. Zus Coffee up by 1.
Player highlights, we got you covered. Subscribe now to the PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
Take a look at that last play. AC Minor with a hang time and getting Zus Coffee in the lead by a point in this must-win 4th set for the Thunderbells. Diegos, a little close to the net.
Mondoñedo taking advantage of that.
2-point lead now for Zus. But again, a must-win situation for the Thunderbells. Zus, of course, wearing the blue and white uniforms. Capital One in the blue and yellow uniforms. Oh! Vintage Niegos. Ganun ang dating niya from the get-go. Sid Niegos now with 17 points. Same with Alvarez and Trisha Genesis. Tolonada herself contributing to the scoring. She's got 7 points. What a game it's been for the playmaker of Capital One.
That's right. Showing great connection with all her attackers.
Good blocking. That's a point on the block. Casey Galdones scores an offensive block.
I mean, that combination play worked earlier, but clearly right now, Capital One is able to read the 3 blockers there, jumping with Arroyo.
Oh, medyo kinulang. Jump serve from April Tapia. And that is the first chink in her armor. She's been doing everything right up until then.
Exactly, especially when she was in the front row.
So interesting mix of players we're seeing from the Capital One side. Oh, good dig, Mike. And you know, I think si April was like, kaya ko sana yun kung tumabi-tabi ka, coach. One more time on that.
Two players were running for that ball, Doromal and Tapia, with a good distance there.
And Shola Alvarez looks so easy.
Yeah. Even with 2 blockers in front of her, she knows what to do.
We did hear from Coach DePrito earlier that he really prioritizes the health of these girls. So, you know, it's early in the year, the season.
Right.
The official season hasn't even started yet. We will start off with the invitationals. And top 4 teams coming out of the preseason series will automatically get into the invitationals.
Right. So important games here, especially for Zus and Capital One, who are in the bottom of their pool right now.
They've got a pretty tough pool with Signal and Creamline.
Yep.
Niegos is dug by Ceballos. Another rally. Kate Santiago, what a cut shot. The angle on that one.
Ganda din ng silip niya. She knew that Tolenada was out of position on that one. Really sharp cross that time.
Ball right back. Toromal knew where she had to be. Outside. And the blockers knew that.
Right. And Kate Santiago actually trying to avoid the blockers, wanting to replicate that execution earlier. But Zus Coffee still with the 2-point lead.
Wow, what a pickup by Toromal. Straight to the hands of Tolenada. But good defense from Zus. Oh, that time Toromal couldn't keep it in play.
And Kate Santiago has been the go-to player here, and she does not disappoint. She has been scoring again and again.
Diego, this time, pasok na naman. 18 points for Sid Niegos.
It has been a luxury for Tolenada to have Alvarez and Niegos play so consistently.
And I'm sure her fans over at the JRU so happy to see her perform here in the PVL. Oh! A rare service error. We haven't seen many of those from Shola Alvarez.
And right now, they could not afford those kinds of errors because they are playing catch-up.
On the other hand, Zus Coffee needing to win this 4th set if they want to stay alive. And that's the way to do it, said Viola Ceballos. That's an ace. And Zus Coffee up by 4. We'll be back.
Player highlights, we got you covered. Subscribe now to the PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
Kate Santiago there with a killer serve. That was her 15th point, I believe. No, 16 after that ace. And they are looking good in this 4th set. And Ayel saying off the air that she smells a 5-setter.
Well,
you're right.
This is just a 4-point lead right now. So Zus Coffee, if they want the 5th set, they need to take good care of the lead.
Rebound. Tolenada looking for Genesis again. AC Minor was there. Zus this time for the counter. Di pa rin talaga. You can almost predict Minor will go for that dump, but it's so hard to stop. Ang bilis ng dating ng bola.
And she hasn't really given up that attacking style. We haven't seen her go for a power hit.
Back row attack. Ball still up. Good defense by Aroa. Oh, and it drops again. And look at Zus Coffee. And this is reminiscent of set number 3, but the other way around. This time Zus Coffee with a 6-point lead.
I love how AC Minor keeps going back to an explosive approach, but then just going for a tip. Really faking it well there.
Genesis with a soft touch and AC Minor onto her. Aroa with a pickup. And back row, Chola Alvarez misses the mark. And Zus Coffee slowly but surely getting closer to the 25-point mark.
Kate Santiago has been on the service line for a while.
And seems like life was sucked out of Capital One. They were jumping and running around just a few minutes ago.
Right.
Let's see if the entry of Torres will make a difference for Capital One. Labas, a break here for the Solar Spikers.
Too much angle on that serve coming from Santiago.
Oh, not a good time for a service error. Rookie mistakes.
And we talked about how clean Capital One played in the third set. We only had 2 errors.
Oh, wow. Bishop Genesis with a kill.
So much space for that cross-court angle. Only one blocker there, Mondoñedo, even closing down that down the line. So really an open space for Genesis.
That looked really good. Pero malayo pang Capital One. They have 6 points to recover. Ceballos this time. Santiago keeps the ball in play. Good read by Toledada. Minor picked up by Doromal. Again, good defense by Roma.
Chance ball.
Wow! Minor with 18 big points. She leads all the players from the Zus side. She is tied with Niegos, Alvarez, and Genesis. Big numbers coming from Minor.
Rebound.
Off the hand. Even better. Ceballos. She just keeps plugging away. And Zus Coffee. You smell it even stronger. Yeah. The aroma of a fifth set.
Slowly but surely here for Zus Coffee.
And I hope all of you are enjoying this action-packed day here at Montalban on a Sunday evening.
No great dig.
Wow! Finally, I think sa right pin pala pumapasok yung kanya down the line.
Take a look at the perfect bump set coming from Doromal. And a perfect execution coming from Genesis.
Oh, going for that risky jump serve at this stage. Zus Coffee now 2 points away from winning this fourth set.
Zus Coffee also having a complete front row right now with Mondoñedo on the service line.
Niegos with a read. pick up. Ceballos going cross court. Pasok! Science judge says it's in. And Zus Coffee. Oh, they have many chances to win this fourth set. And that smell of a fifth set getting stronger and stronger by the minute.
But Capital One here with another challenge. Ball in, ball out challenge. They'll take their chances here.
I think Janice should be thinking about that jump serve for a while, whether or not it was the right time to take it.
That's right. A couple of service errors from them.
Oh! Barely out, very close.
Yep. Good challenge for Capital One.
So it isn't set point. This is a better position for Capital One, but it's a huge deficit that they need to pick up. 7 points. Yep. That they need to catch up. No room for side-out volleyball now. And Micah Ortiz, the other veteran from Zus Coffee. Oh, but there's a call. There's a call against Micah. I think they're saying it was
there was a net touch, but they will try to counter that one.
And that second referee, Joffer Encanto, who's standing right there where the action happened. Let's see how this goes. Another challenge. 2 challenges in a row.
Zus Coffee just 2 points away from extending this into another 5th setter. But Capital One still holding tight, hoping that they can make a run.
Zus Coffee also played a 5-set game against Akari yesterday. By the way, Akari and Cherry Tigo gave us a great first game. It turned out to be a very busy weekend of volleyball here at the United Center in Montalban, particularly today. A lot of heated sets and heated matches.
Quite clear there. Ortiz scraping the white tape.
Good stop by Tolenada. Almost got away. He forgot that Tolenada got the first ball. Repito. Now they're gonna look to see if mali, hindi floor touch. Football. They're questioning. Yes, Niegos is crossing the center line there.
A couple of challenges towards the tail end of this set. That just goes to show how important every point is for both teams.
Still a 6-point deficit.
Right, it has to be the entire foot. But that time, Galdones was able to avoid and stepping that foot on the other side of the court.
She was quick. Oh! Almost a botch play. And that one is gonna fly out. Clearly an error there. Coffee now with set point. And this might be the easiest set that Zus Coffee will win if Ceballos gets this one. That's outside, so that's care of Niegos and her error. Zus Coffee will come away with a set win, and we are now tied at 2 apiece. As my partner Ayel predicted, we are going to set 5. But before that, let's bring you once again the point of the set. Brought to you by Myra, Be Vita Brighter with Myra's Vitamin Powered Whitening Lotion. Lopsided fourth set. Actually, an easier win for Zus in set number 4, but it took 30 minutes to settle the score. They needed that win because now we are in set 5. So Zus Coffee just having a 5-setter weekend. And let's take a look at the highlights.
Capital One really struggled to play catch up there against Zus Coffee. Zus Coffee played more consistently in that set. I mean, AC Minor definitely one of the highlights there in terms of attacking. Zus Coffee having 2 more attack points. So they have 13 against 11 of Capital One. 2 blocks for Zus Coffee, 1 service ace, and again, Capital One committing more errors. Most of those coming from spiking and on the service line. So for both teams, they really need to clean up their game. Whoever plays more consistently in the 5th set could have a higher chance of getting it. Again, both teams trying to get their first win in this preseason tournament.
Well, now we're down to the 5th set. Literally anybody's ball game. And we've seen really sparks from both teams. We've seen spectacular plays coming from both sides. So I think both teams will come away. We'll be watching tape and seeing a lot of good things. And also things that they need to adjust after this match. Precisely what this preseason on-tour series is all about. Also an opportunity for the coaches to see which 6 play comfortably together. Which 6 would be the most effective together in the court.
For both teams, it's gonna be another test of character for them.
And both Coach Jerry and Coach DeBrito also recognizing is more effective off the bench.
Yep.
Wow, Aroa try. Good do it, Genesis. She is trying to rile up her teammates.
She was silent in the previous set. She wasn't on the court. Majority of that set. Starting off things here for Capital One.
And tit for tat, Jovelyn Gonzaga with the same intensity.
And right now, we are seeing 2 of the most veteran players for Zus Coffee, Ortiz and Gonzaga, on the court.
So far, it's been Aris Tolenata who has gotten 0 rest. She has been playing from The first second of the game. Oh, that one off the hands. Arroyo will get the point.
Arroyo has been on and off in this match, but this is going to be an important stretch for her, taking advantage of that gap in between the blockers.
Ooh, almost got away. Back row attack. Mondoñedo with a pickup. A great save by Tolenada.
Wow.
Oh, pero sayang. And Zus Coffee just keeps hitting away. Gonzaga also in double digits now. She's got 11. So good ball distribution by Clo Mondoñedo as well. Minor with 18. Santiago with 17. Gonzaga with 11. That's outside. Now errors. And Chola Alvarez saying it's a check ball. So is referee Castillo. So that's going to be a point for Capital One.
Both teams, all attackers, really playing aggressive offense. No one slowing down at all.
And I'm sure all of you at home also just waiting with bated breath and waiting for plays like that. Job Gonzaga, you know that she's going to bring it on in this fifth set.
That's why she is starting in this set, despite coming off the bench in the past few sets.
Grabe yun. Off the hand. Here goes with the answer.
A good read from Arroyo there, committing with Niego. Just couldn't press her hands at the right time.
Oh, almost an ace. And Nada will score another point.
Mondoñedo wasn't able to recover quickly to go for the defense.
So intense, Iris Tolenada.
Yeah.
Boom. And she scores her 8th point. That's huge for a setter. Niegos with a great pickup. Reverse. Genesis with a save. Oh, Minor saves that one too. Chola Alvarez can finish. Not yet. Error. That one into the net. Gonzaga.
She wanted to change angle there to go down the line. Unfortunately, the ball did not enough height for her to do that.
Ang bilis ng pangyayari din. The transitions are so fast. Palitan ng bola. And that's the bump set spike. Arroyo will score easily. And we're tied at 5 apiece.
Wow.
Ooh! Couldn't do it. And Zus Coffee will get a 1-point lead at this juncture.
Tolenada had a good eye on that ball, but there was hesitation on that second touch. Take a second look on that. Lucky point there for Zus Coffee.
I agree. Arroyo from the left pin, good enough for point number 7, and now a 2-point advantage for the Thunderbells.
Short. You guys are coming from where I am to take the short. Stay over the 3 meters, 1 step, 2, take the short and go. You're able to do that. Just do it, okay? You're gonna go. Keep on doing this line. Then you have Shola here. You'll see. You see she moving around. Ready?
Let's go! Ate, all out na tayo. All out na tayo. Puso! Hey, Capital! No hesitating.
Coach Jorge there giving Iris Solenada specific instructions in terms of playmaking. They only have 2 attackers on the front row, so you would want to split them. So you split the blockers as well.
That's inside that cut shot that Chola Alvarez has been looking for.
Right. She has been trying to target that one. Enough speed, enough strength to get that point.
And the dangerous thing about Chola Alvarez, she has just as deadly a down the line attack.
Yep.
Arroyo with the
Wow.
answer. Uy, buhay pa. Great pinball action there. That's a anticlimactic finish to that rally.
But what an effort
Yeah.
there.
It bounced off Niego's chest. And Capital One is just so on the ball. They're just so alert and awake. But it ended with that error on the attack. Let's turn it over to Alexis Tidsari for her final report.
Chiki Niel for my huddle report on both teams on the side of Capital One. Their goal is to activate the middles, to spread out the defense, again, to split the blockers, to continue their system, and also to further stay composed on the side of Zus Coffee. They are racing towards the finish line to finally have their 5-setter win. The end game to erase all the unfinished business before. Now talking about cramps and fatigue, sa huddle ng Zus, pinag-usapan nilang lahat naman nandito na sa dulo. Lahat naman nagpa 5-setter. Kaya akuin na at iuwi ang panalo. Now let's see who will have that final finisher for tonight's match. Back to you, Chiki Nael.
Right about that. And let's not forget the fatigue factor here.
Yep.
I mean, particularly for Zeus,
who
who
played
played
5 sets.
Yeah, and these girls had no rest. Both teams played yesterday as well.
So endurance also is
Yeah.
gonna be key here for both teams.
I think it's endurance. It's also the proper mix of players who should remain on the floor for this last stretch of the 5th set. So far, Zus Coffee with 3-point advantage. This is huge for a 5th set.
And points coming in so quick for both teams.
The challenge. Did you catch that?
Challenge from Capital One here. I believe they already got the point. But I guess they pressed the challenge button too early there. Yep. Very clear. Let's scrape the hand of AC Minor.
And Capital One just a point behind Zeus. Saw service. I was just gonna say we saw a service error earlier from Pia Abu, and again, these are situations she has to get more used to. Just a lot of pressure in 5-setters like these. So rookie mistakes that she will definitely learn from.
Try Troncoso in for AC Minor.
Genesis coming from the left pin, going cross-court and deep, and Capital just really inching in and trying to take over Zeus.
Explosive approach there, taking advantage of the gap in between Mondoñedo and Ortiz. It's a 1-point game now.
Good block, good cover though. Ceballos scoring the traditional ways, just hitting it off the hands.
Getting that point in her second attempt. Great coverage there coming from Eroa. A loose block this time coming from Galdone.
Oh wow, what a effort there by Micah Go, who is buhay. But Zus Coffee will come away with that point.
Well, that's why Micah Go is on the court right now. She has been so good in passing and digging.
Tough serve from Trisha Genesis. Free ball for Capital One. What will Tolenada do? Push it out to Alvarez. Why not? And Roa tried but couldn't keep the ball in play.
And it's the same angle for Alvarez. Sharp cross. Working again and again for her. Perfectly avoiding the blockers. Roa also not quick enough to be stable in defense.
It was an error last time. Genesis was at the serve. Much better this time. Ceballos again hitting it off the hands. And she knows how to do that.
That's her game. That's her style. All power. Going for the loose blocks.
Ooh. Ooh. Wow, this is the pressure of the game. And Capital One forced to call a timeout after that botched play.
Control. Let the ball here, put there and block again.
Nice shot, guys.
Ready? Don't be afraid. You have all the guys in front and the guys in the back. See? Look. They have chance here again. Only pressure. Only put the hands inside. Okay? Take the space. If it's like over, it's okay. Hey, don't try to close the gaps. Just go pressure inside.
Okay.
Let's go. One only.
Clearly, Coach De Brito scouting the other team as well and familiar with the tendencies of the opponents by now.
Net defense is going to be important here for Capital One. Zus Coffee with 3 attackers in the front row.
Good pick up by Mondoñedo. What a chase by Ceballos. That will go over. Another chance here for Capital One. Back row attack Genesis. No good. Gonzaga. Picked up by Genesis. Alvarez this time. Blockers are there. One more time for Shola. And that one went over. And Joe Gonzaga was not going to put it to waste. She is tired, but she keeps going. And Joe Gonzaga, what a trooper.
We have to remind everyone, Jov Gonzaga scored 23 big points yesterday in their 5-setter. But she will be an instrumental factor here in the tail end of the 5th set.
Oh yeah, quality points. Clutch player, the Bionic Ilongga. Capital One now looking to make up 3 points. And that is an error on the attack by Shola Alvarez, untouched. And here we are talking about the end game again for Capital One. Because Zus Coffee has 4 chances at match point. Here's a chance for Capital One. Whoa! It's called inside. And Diego saves 1 match point. 20 big points for Sydney Niegos tonight. Genesis has 23. Alvarez has 21. Wow. Yeah, great numbers. And really props to Iris Tolenada for making it happen.
No room for errors though now for Capital One.
A lot of pressure on Capital One and Gonzaga. Why not Gonzaga to end this match? She is clutch and her experience really shining through for Zus Coffee tonight. Let's take a look at the point of the set of the match, brought to you by Myra. Be Vita Brighter with Myra's Vitamin Powered Whitening Lotion. Joff Gonzaga, such a joy to watch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what a great game.
Offense to defense, and she just knew she has that big responsibility because Mondoñedo and all the other young players will heavily rely on her, especially in crucial situations like those, closing out a 5-setter. They missed their opportunity yesterday, but finally they were able to get their first win today. But for Capital One, what a fight for them. At some point of the match, they had a good control over the game. but yet again, they weren't able to sustain the momentum that they have. 3 players in the 20 mark in terms of points speaks a lot about their talent as well.
You know, they're going to look at these games and really use them to come out strong when the official tournament starts. But in the meantime, we're going to throw it over to Alexis Tinsay, who is with the player of the game.
Here with me is player of the game of the Zus Thunderbells, none other than the rookie who shined yesterday, shine brighter today with 18 points, 15 attacks. And AC, I wanted to talk to you about how you said to me that you're just going to give your best and nothing less, and that you wanted to stay composed in the court and you wanted to contribute as much as you can. So how do you feel about your performance today, especially that you guys finally had your end game?
Yes, I did give it all my all today, and even if they were up by a set, pinush pa rin namin para makaabot sa 4th and 5th set. So everyone naman sa team ginawa yung best nila.
And what was going through your mind? Lalo na dikitan yung puntos, it ended na 5 sets. Sabi mo sa akin kahapon, first time mo magkaroon ng 5-setter. So how did you stay composed? And also, gaano kalaking factor yung communication mo?
Naging composed lang ako kasi nandyan yung team, yung teammates ko po, and yung coaches, naging support system ko po. Kahit lamang yung kalaban, pinush pa rin namin yung isa't isa para lumaban pa rin.
And of course, since this is your first time being player of the game in the pros, how do you feel?
Very good po. Yes, wala ko masabi.
But you know what, in all smiles you deserve. And right now, do you want to greet your family, your friends, your loved ones, and of course, the fans on tour who are excited to see you tonight?
Thank you po sa lahat ng support sa Zus. Thank you po sa team, tsaka sa coaches, Tito Frank, Tita Janice, also my parents po, H&G, Sir Flav, thank you so much po, and thank you sa lahat ng sumuport sa amin.
Congratulations again, AC Minor of the Zus Thunderbells. Congratulations to the Zus Thunderbells. Back to you, Chiki Nayel.
I think I am most thrilled about AC's relatives, loved ones, just watching her shine so bright early in her career as a professional here in volleyball. So congratulations to AC. Kilig na kilig siya, nakakatuwa yung tawa. All right, we got games on July 12, Saturday, at the Ilagan City Isabela Capital Arena. That's at what time is it? It's at 4 p.m. And it's going to be between the Farm Fresh Foxies and the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. And what a weekend it has been here in Montalban. Of course, it's going to be a doubleheader as well. It's going to be between the PLDT high-speed hitters and the Petrogas Angels for the late game still in Ilagan City. So make sure you join us for that. That's this coming Saturday, July 12. On behalf of Ayala Saniero, i.e. Alexis Tinsay, and the men and women of Signal Sports, this has been Chiki Roa Puno. Thanks for joining us this weekend from Montalban, and we'll see you for more action in the 2025 Premier Volleyball League on tour on Pilipinas Live. One Sports Plus. Good night, everyone.